And we're live. Well, welcome tonight in Down Under. I'm Jerry. Usually you have Tyler and sometimes Kelly Max, but welcome tonight. This is my first time live streaming and I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see how we go. So tonight we're going to be going through one of the first Hack the Box machines in the Zephyr Pro Labs track. So that I'm doing this machine because I'm going through the PMPT, trying to learn Active Directory hacking, and so part of my journey into that is doing this machine. This is the first one on the list, and to be honest, I attempted this one at the start of the week and I had no idea where to even start. So I consulted the good old YouTube and the good old Google and got a bit more of an idea, and today we'll be running through that. So sit back and I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, we'll see how we go. I think there are a few things that I may run into that I had a few problems with, but we'll see how we go today. So let's get started. So we're in our Kali Linux VM here, and I've connected to the VPN, and as you can see here, we're using Forest. It's an easy machine. It is rated medium, and I think some of the attacks, if you haven't done Active Directory before, are probably more towards the medium side than the easy side. If you've done Active Directory before, you're kind of aware of how some of the attacks flow, then that's fine. This machine doesn't have any web component to it, and if you've done any Hack the Box machines before, they have a web component, usually as like your initial foothold or some entry point into the actual server that we're attacking. In this case, we don't have that, so we'll get cracking onto this. I will spawn the machine, which I should have done way before, but here we are. Give that a refresh because sometimes it doesn't show up on my computer. Great, so now we have the IP address. So we'll run an nmap scan. So we'll type in nmap -p-. We want to do the open ports, and then we'll do -s, minimum rate 5,000. We want to do verbose because we want to see how we're going. We don't want to do a ping scan, and we'll do the IP address and output reppable, and we go all ports. Apparently we need sudo for this. So I've created on my machine a directory called Forest, and in this directory we'll put all the stuff that has to do with this machine there. So we already see 135, 139, a couple of possible RPC ports, and 88, 636, 5985. So we got Kerberos, RPC, NetBIOS, LDAP. This is port. I'm just going to run that again because it is missing. There we go, 445. It did have an SMB port open on the server. Cool. Okay, we've got way more now. We've got LDAP, HTTP RPC. We have our SMB. We have DNS, WSMan, ADWS. Great. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we want to enumerate the SMB. Actually, we want to hone in on this just on the ports that are open. So we'll do an nmap-p, and I've already run this. So we've got all of these ports that are open, and we'll do SVC. So we want to know service version and default scripts, and then we'll make a targeted file. All right, so there we go. We have our ports. So we've got simple DNS, Kerberos RPC, NetBIOS, Active Directory LDAP, SMB saying that it's possibly Windows Server 2016, RPC over HTTP, Active Directory LDAP. This HTTP one, we'll give that a go and we'll see how it goes. So the resource isn't found. So there's nothing present to actually look at. We've got access obviously to the port because it's giving us an error, but there isn't anything for us to actually see at this stage. So we also have SMB here, security mode, message signing enabled and required. So our domain is htb.local, and the fully qualified domain name is forest.htb local. So I've already done it, but what you'll need to do is change your host's file to add our IP address and the domain names so that it can resolve there easily. Alright, so we've got that there. Now let's start by enumerating SMB because it's the easiest and the most quick one that we can get to. So we'll use crackmac exec. what kind of information we can get. So yeah, server 2016. The name is Forest. Yep. So we'll try to log in with a null session. We'll list all the shares. So anonymous login successful, but we've got no shares that are available. Resource name not found. All right. So we can't really do anything there. Let's have a look at DNS. So we'll type in dig. Local. And then we want to see if there's a mail server on here. If we just do a normal dig. So we're testing to see if we can do a domain transfer, a zone transfer, but transfer didn't complete. All right. The next thing we want to do is we want to enumerate RPC. So we'll use RPC client. Hey Fiction, how you doing? It's good to have you on the stream. So we want to do RPC client -u, and then we'll do no user and IP address, and then authenticate to a null session, and we'll see what happens whether we can authenticate to RPC. And as we can see, we can authenticate to it. So we want to do enum dom users. So this is enumerating the domain users that are actually on the server. As we can see, we have quite a few. We've got administrator, guest, we've got the Kerberos and the default account, and then a whole bunch of service accounts. These health mailbox have to do with Outlook. I'm not quite sure what these SM ones belong to, but we do have some user accounts here. So we've got a Sebastian, a Lucinda, SVC Alfresco, which looks like a service account, Andy, Mark, and Santi. So let's have a look also at getting this list of users into a what's it called? Into a file, so that we can then try to use crack map exec to test them out and see if we can actually authenticate with them. So we'll get out of this, and here is a command I prepared earlier. So what do we have here? We have, so RPC client, again, null session, but we'll, instead of entering the prompt, we'll enter a command, which is the enum dom users. It will spit out that stuff. We'll grep everything except for that's within the square brackets, and then we'll get rid of our hexadecimal values, and then further for the square brackets, and then pump that into users. So we'll do that. This is a problem that I've faced with this machine, is that sometimes cannot connect to server. Might have to do this the old-fashioned way. Actually, let's copy and paste this. Apparently we can't connect to server, which is really frustrating. Alright, let's see what we can do. because it is live. Yeah, it's up. Well, let's see if we can, if this connects to it, because it might have blocked us or something. No, so that connected. I'm very confused. This is ridiculous. All right, what we'll do is we'll create a user file, VM users. So we had Lucinda, administrator, Mark, who else? I know we had SVC Alfresco. If you guys watching in the chat, can you let me know what other names were in that? Because I can't remember. I think that was it. There was a couple more. You're right. Santi. I think that should be fine because... Alright, so now what we'll do is we will perform a Kerberos attack. And Andy. Okay, let me just add him to the list. Cool. Can you guys let me know if the keyboard is too loud? Because I have this nice clickety-clackety keyboard, but I'm just not sure whether it's just too much for the stream or if it's okay. Alright, so we'll perform a Kerberos attack. Using get NP users, which is a great script. It's good? Great, awesome. So we'll pass through the domain, and then what it's going to do is it's going to take each username from this list, append it to htb.local, and then see what we can get into without a password, and we'll see if we can dump the hashes from there. So we'll get the Kerberos hash, and then we'll try to crack that, and then we'll try to log in. So we'll see what we can do here. As you can see, we have SVC Alfresco at htb.local. I keep saying hackthebox.local, but it's htb. And we've got his hash. So no one else's hashes are available. So let's copy that, go to vim hash, see if I can spell. Alright. And we'll crack it with hashcat. So we'll go hashcat. What was it? .m. That is incorrect. 3100. No. Sorry. Let me just. Okay, so when I previously did this, I had the wrong module, so I had this one because in the TCM security, hey, overgrown carrot, we're doing well, we're getting there, we almost got an initial foothold. So in the TCM security lab, we use this module for cracking the hash because it's a TGS rep, but in this one it's an AS rep type, E-type 23. So the way you find that out is you have AS rep here at the start, so we know it's a Kerberos ticket, AS rep 23. Hopefully that helps someone. so we'll go 18200. And let me just remember hash, then user share word list Rocky. I think that's it. And then dash O to optimize. Yeah, dash O to optimize. Yeah. No, I haven't done CyberSec Labs before they stopped. Alright, this is going to take a little bit. Shouldn't take too long. Let me know where you're actually watching from, because I'm really interested to know. I'm in Australia. It's 9 p.m. here, 9:30 p.m. And I'd really be interested to see who else is up and where in the world you're watching from. All right, so we've cracked the hash, and it's come up with the password is service with a 3. Welcome from Texas. Ah, another Australian. Makes my heart happy. Japan, nice, 8:30 p.m. Overgrown Carrot talks about the AD training being really good. Oh, that's nice. Thanks for watching my videos. Fiction from India, 515 over there. Sweden, that is unexpected. That's so cool. All right, so let's add. What we'll do is I'll create. To users we will append. Oh, that is not the correct thing. So now we know that it's service. Yeah. Egypt. Welcome from Egypt. All right, let me just consult my notes. All right, so the next step is we'll use crack map exec to test whether we can log in to the computer, to this machine, and then we'll try to enumerate some shares. So we'll do some crack map exec. So we'll try doing this. So we've added in the user SVC alfresco and service as the password. Oh, welcome from the Philippines, Nubian goat. All right, so when we're reading the output to this, if we have complete ownage of the system, it will say pwned here, but we don't. But because we have green here, it means that we can actually log in. So let's enumerate the shares. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, so we have admin, C, IPC, netlogon, and sysvol. Now there is a thing you could do with sysvol, which is called a GPP C password attack, but this machine doesn't actually do that. That is on, I think, the next machine that I'll be doing next week. That is going to be the initial foothold, but for this one, it's not that. So we're going to try to see if we can log in with WinRM since we've got these credentials. So we'll do that. Alright, so as I was saying before, we don't have the pwned here, but in this case we do. So we will be able to use evil winrm. So we have our IP here, user, and password. And we've got into the system, which is awesome. So let's see if we can. There's nothing in this, so we'll go here. Usually they have the flag in the desktop folder. Yep, so we have it there. I actually haven't handed in this flag yet, so I'm going to submit it live while you guys are watching. Boom, flag accepted. Thank goodness. Alright. Now we'll do a little bit of post-exploitation enumeration. So we'll maybe config. This is just good practice. Like, we know that we're on the right machine, but we want to make sure, so we have the right IP address. Yep. There's no other Ethernet interfaces on here, so we don't need to pivot to any other system, which we already knew, but it's good to check. We want to check what users are on the system, and this kind of fills in. So I think we were missing Sebastian. Let's see who we had. Yeah, Sebastian. We had Mark. And I think that's it. Yeah, we're just missing the one. I just gotta fix it. I just have to. You know how it is. Alright, so now let's understand our user. Netuser sbc.-alfresco. So we have here username sbc alfresco, that's full name, no comment, users comment, no. Account active, yes, net doesn't expire, his password doesn't expire, is it changeable, it's required, user may change, they're allowed on all workstations, no logon script, nothing too special, they're part of the domain users and service accounts. So let's try to understand a little bit more about this service accounts if we've got any other thing linked. Net groups. Alright, so we only have the one user. So there isn't any other services that we need to move laterally to. Just see what other groups there are. See if there's anyone else on the domain admins. Net groups. Nah, so it's just the administrator on the domain admins. So now we want to keep this open. So let's see if we can, let's rename, is there a way to rename this? Ah, there we go. Evil. So we'll do an LDAP domain dump using our user. So now we have a whole bunch of information. Let's go and have a look at some of that. So this is just another way to post, do some post-exploitation enumeration, trying to understand what's going on in this machine, see if anything jumps out at us. Nothing too crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin up Bloodhound. I'll just open a new window. Cool. So we need Neo4j, that's our database that it uses. So we're like ready there. Running there. And now we will need Bloodhound. Cool, so we've got our Bloodhound ready to go. Close that up. So now we'll go to Google, and we're going to try to find a sharphound.ps1 file. Now this is the point at which the last time I tried this, it didn't work. So I'm really hoping that it does, because it was frustrating and I didn't know what to do. So hopefully we'll be able to get it to work this time. So we have the original here, and we have this modified version by Pucky Style. It was suggested to me that we use this version, so I'm going to try that again, see if it works. So we'll get this. Cool. So we have Sharphound here. We'll start up a little server. Cool. And then we'll go back to our machine here. So this is running PowerShell, so we'll have to do an invoke dash web request. /sharphound.ps1. All right, so here we have the sharp.ps1. So we go dot. So originally, I actually got really stuck on this, trying to execute this so then I could invoke bloodhound. You need to put the dot and then the dot backslash sharp or /, whatever one it's called. That will load it, and then we'll do invoke bloodhound collection all. Oh, yes, we did it. We did it. All right, cool. Cool. That's awesome. So we'll do that again, but we'll do zip file. Yep, zip file name file.zip. Oh, okay, cool. Was that there before? No, that wasn't there before. All right, cool. So we have that there. So now what we'll need to do is, because Evil WinRM actually has a download feature, so we can download from this here and put it on our machine. So we'll put download. This path / this bad boy, and then we will close that off, ls, and there we have it. We've got the zip. So now what we'll do is we'll import graph .json file. Give that another go. Do I need to extract it first? Is that my issue? Yeah, so I used a modified version of... Okay, unzip it first. Yeah, I used a modified version of Sharphound, mainly because I was told that it didn't work like the other version. I haven't tried it myself. This is probably something I should have done. I should have gone and tried it. But the reason that I was told to use this version was because... Yeah, so, yeah, no, apparently it still doesn't. I was hoping, honestly, yesterday I spent like a couple of hours trying to install the newest version of Crack Map Exec, so version 6, because version 6 does this without having you to upload anything. Okay, Sharphound exe. I had to fire up Bloodhound on my Windows machine. I can send you everything to do it. Is yeah, maybe not for now, but I might try Sharphound exe. Let's. Do you usually have to open in Bloodhound like the zip, or do you extract all the files? Okay. So Overgrown Carrot, you're saying that my version is too up to date? Let me just open this so you guys can actually see it. We'll troubleshoot as we go. It is too new. Oh, that is not cool. Oh, this is painful. That's not okay. But the question is, do I need to have this file extracted first? Like, if we went unzip 2023, whatever it is. Actually, scratch that. Let me just make a directory. We'll call it blood. Bro, that's so sad. That's so sad. Yeah, I would probably say that was the thing I was not looking forward to doing this stream. That I was like, gonna run into this problem. The problem was that when I was doing it, it wasn't producing any files. It just would run and then nothing would come out. So we're one step further than I guess what you got. All right, I was gonna go unzip, and then we go to blood. Ugh. Alright, let's just do this the painful way. Oh. Okay, so let's see what we can do. So you're saying 3.0.5 is the right version that we need to install on here so that it works? Because I can just close that. Okay. So we'll do the old sudo apt remove. I've never used that. Do we have that? Let me just see. Dash Python. Yeah, I've never used that. I've heard it around, but I've never actually used it. Alright, let's give that a go. If that's going to be easier, I am down. Yeah, send through the syntax and we'll do it. We'll do it live here, right now. Alright. pip3 install bloodhound-python. Sometimes you just gotta force it. That was the wrong password. No. pip3 install Python. Bloodhound. pip3 install bloodhound. Aha, there we go. Cool. So yeah, Pimp My Callie is from DeWalt. He's a bloody legend, that guy. Okay, Bloodhound. Let's copy this. And so spray. Okay, so we'll need to change this. What would I do without you guys? The heck is this GC spray business? I'm guessing this is the password? Oh, So the domain name, username, password, collection method, all. Spray, host name. Ah, okay. Thanks, that's really helpful. So we've got our alfresco here, SVCW alfresco. Host name, maybe forest. Right. Okay. HTTP. Let's try that. Yeah, let's try forest because that's like the fully qualified domain name. So, want to do that? Let's see. So it's working. What? Did it make it? But does it just give you the same name? Okay, let me just sit into blood and then we can run that again. Because it was a mess. They've all got the same numbers because they're all on the same date. And so trying to find the exact one would be annoying. So I'm just going to do it this way. Run bloodhound again. Beautiful. All right, cool. Yep, not letting me. That's all right. I'll... Yeah, it's only letting me do one at a time for some reason. Okay. Just kind of resets it. Is that the idea? There's nothing coming through, which is really annoying. Import data, not graph. Upload data. Is that what it is? Ah. This whole time. That's alright. That was my fault. It's doing it. Cool. Well, this is exciting. Okay. So if you're not following along in the chat, Overgrown Carrot has said that with Sharphound, you do import graph, but with bloodhound-python, you just upload data and it will do it for you. Alright. Okay, so it has come up with No, thank you so much. This has actually been really, really good. Really, really, really good. I was like, not sure how I was going to handle this. But the problem is now, no users. No users have shown up in the objects. I've got 77 groups, 2 computers, but no users. So I'm a little bit confused. Let me just refresh this. Okay. Take 14. Aha, there we go. There we go. Alright. So, we want to see... Do you guys know how I can see everything? Okay, let's go find shortest paths to domain admin. Ah, okay, cool. Actually, I'm good. So, we have... Where is our friend? Okay, so here we go. So here's our friend. SVC Alfresco is this guy. And we want to get to domain admin. So he is a member of the privileged IT accounts. So let's see if we can get the shortest path. From him. Where is it? That's not correct. Where are you? So we've got our domain admin there. Alright, so we go there, we select our SVC. So we've owned him. Shortest path to owned principals. Owned principals. No. No, this is wrong. There is a way to go, and I'm not sure why it's not showing it here, but basically our SVC is somehow connected to this account operators which then gives us access to exchange Windows permissions, which means we can write DACL. Yeah, so we just service accounts, privilege IT, account operators, and then we get there. And then from there, if we add ourselves as domain admins of http.local, then we can log in. Then we can harvest the credentials. I'm pretty sure, fiction, this is actually really funny because I'm pretty sure the privilege escalation that we do here is similar to that one that we had when I jumped in that study session you were doing a couple of weeks back. I'm pretty sure this is the same thing because we add a new user and then we add that user to the Exchange Windows permissions group. And then from there, we change their password and do a whole bunch of PowerShell voodoo to be able to put them as an administrator, if that makes sense. So the attack is a DC sync abuse to elevate privileges. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. So let's go back to our machine. So we're here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a user. So we want a net user Jerry 123 exclamation point. Add to the domain. Cool. And net group. So we want to add him to Exchange Windows permissions. So that group. Alright, so now we need to add this password and change him to an administrator account. Add him to this group properly. So we'll go sec password equals convert secure string. So this won't work without power view. So we go get powerview.ps1. Ah, of course. I didn't have the correct spelling. Alright, so we go. Make sure I got this right. So we want to go add domain object ACL. And I need to change this. This is incorrect. DC equals HTTP. Alright, I think that's right. Nothing happens, so let's give secrets dump a go. Secrets dump hdb.local. Moment of truth, guys. Oh. Alright, let's see what we've got here. So we're going to be able to pass the hash of administrator account. Boom. Alright, so we'll pass this latter part. Actually, let me just add that to the... Alright, so we've got that. I'm just checking my notes to make sure that I've got this right. Okay, so then we use crackmap exec smb once again, 10.10. So this will dump the user hashes as the administrator. Okay, that doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I think it's stuck. Oh no, wait. It says that we need to grab a Red Bull because it's going to take a while. Now, to be honest, so I've just finished the AD section of the Practical Ethical Hacker. And that's awesome. I tried to I tried to start this machine and I was like, I'm just not sure. But I'm sure that some of the other machines aren't as technically difficult to start. But I'm excited to get into more of them. So we've got administrator one again. Our guest account default. I'm just gonna check this. Are they like beginner level AD machines, like someone who's just started? Or are they like not beginner level? Because that'd be fun to try. Okay, yeah, send them through. I think if you can drop them in the Discord, you're part of the Work Smarter Discord, right? Can someone else do it? Because I don't actually have it on this computer. Send the invite through. On Discord, I'm known as Protagonist. Just so you know that's how you spell it. So if you want to tag me with the link, I can do that. I can have a look. What I was going to say before is when we're dumping these hashes and you see that we have like these repeats here, the AAD, and then it's got a bunch of random strings. This is actually like a blank here. That's what I was just looking at. Cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. If you want to put the link in the chat as well, like go for it, because other people might who aren't part of the Discord might want to have a look at it too. All right, so we've done SMB, we've dumped these hashes. The next thing is we're going to see if we can do WinRM as well. Because if we can, then we can log in just as we did with Alfresco. We can then do it with our administrator using the hash. So what we'll do is and it says pwned. You know what that means? You know what that means. It means we can get into the system. Boom. Let's see, who am I? Administrator. We're done. We're in. So let's go to and we've got the root flag. Nope, wrong window. I was about to reset the machine, and that would have been bad. We'll give it a 4. Nice. And we've pwned it together. I really want to thank you, Overgrown Carrot, for your help tonight. This was really great. And we got to use bloodhound-python. I'm definitely going to be using that from now on because that's awesome. So invoke 1 to 4 are 80, 5 and 6 are Linux, bashed is Linux, privesc is a metasploitable style machine. Cool. That's awesome. Seriously, in the chat, if you're looking at what Overgrown Carrot is saying, use them. Let's give them a go. I might look over them over the next couple of weeks. They might even be featured in the stream if that's okay. Sweet, sweet. I hope so. This is the first time I've live streamed, so I'm not really sure how the recording thing works, whether I was supposed to hit record at the same time. I think Twitch keeps it in our archive. Yeah, I'll need to talk to Tyler because I've never, I don't know. Hopefully. If not, I don't know. We'll see if I can do it again another time. It might be a quicker run through because I won't have any bloodhound issues, which will be really good. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out. It's been really fun. Thank you, Overgrown Carrot. Thanks for coming, Fiction, S-Vormer. Hope you guys enjoyed. There's quite a bit of you. Quite a bit. Quite a few of you, which is nice. I thought I'd be here on my own. So thanks for joining me. And I hope you have a really good weekend. And for those of you who this is nighttime, hope you have a good night. For those that it's daytime, have a good day. Thanks for joining me. See you again later. Bye.